Hello, hello, folks, people. Friday after the 4th. How's everybody doing? Doing fine. Beautiful day out here so far. We've had rain the last few days. Had a cookout with family and friends. My friend from Switzerland's here too. She's in Fort Mill right now. Coming back into Columbus. She'll be leaving back out to Geneva on Wednesday. Um, what I'm doing today is doing a article I just saw online about aging in the job market, age discrimination. You know, there is that you got age discrimination, you got sexual discrimination, and you got racial discrimination. They say they're not allowed to do that, but they do it anyway. Okay, just because somebody says they're not, a law says they're not allowed to do it, don't mean that they don't do it. Let's take a look at what's going on. Let's see this article. Okay, right here, right here. Here it is, dealing with potential age discrimination in the interview. Actually, in the interview is where it starts at. Sometimes it starts out before you even get to the interview. You know, if they see your experience, right here it says these interview strategies will help you answer any age-related questions that may come your way. And sometimes this is my thought on this. A lot of so-called age-related questions are done deliberately. They know if they get your resume and they call you in, they know your experience. They know what your experience is. They know how old you might be. They're not sure. Okay, this is an interview process. It can be stressful and challenging. Yeah, unlike fine wine, it doesn't get better with age. Okay, so they're saying getting older in the job market is a detriment to you. While millennials entering the workforce tend to feel anxious about their lack of experience, baby boomers are often concerned about being perceived as too old to do the job. Okay. Now you got two dilemmas. You got millennials who think they don't have enough experience. Okay. Now, having enough experience, you can't get no experience. This is the hypocrisy of the job market. Okay. This is the hypocrisy of the job market. If you're going to be critical of a potential employee because they don't have enough experience, how the hell you think they're supposed to get experience? Okay, you get experience by doing. Give them a chance of hiring. Okay, now if you as an employer looking for somebody who has some experience, shouldn't have nothing to do with what their age is. Their experience is based off of many years of doing stuff. Okay, what is your problem? What is the problem with age? If you're looking for somebody to feel something, you want them to hit the road running. All they got to know is the culture of the place. Let them decide whether they want to do. It should be a two-way street. Below are a list of related questions a hiring manager may ask, along with a strategy you can do to help you answer so you can land the job you want. Okay. Tell me about yourself. I hate this question. What do you want to know? This is what I wrote on the article. Telling you yourself about yourself is a broad thing. What do you want to know? Okay. The question may seem innocent enough, but if answered incorrectly, it can hurt you in the long run. Well, then it's a setup question. Okay. It's a setup question. So keep your answers short, sweet, focusing on any skills relevant for the job. Well, asking in the terms of tell me about yourself can be about your life story, about what you've done in the past or whatever. If you want to know skills, why don't you make it deliberate towards that? So employers often mistakenly assume that the older applicant will be stuck in their ways or tired from years of working. Well, it depends on what you call tired and too old. Okay. Now you ain't trying to hire nobody. Ain't nobody in their 80s gonna look for no job. They're looking for no career. Some people that are in their 40s, they're sliding 50s, ain't looking for a career. There's a new market, employers. Okay, there are other opportunities. It's called social media and the internet. Okay, that's what's going on. We don't need to be looking for careers now at that time, especially if you are retiring and you are looking to supplement your retirement. You don't need to go to a job. Okay, this is where I come in. And this is what you need to know. Okay. will this position be challenging enough for you? This is a sneaky way of asking whether you're overqualified for the position. Depends on what the position is. A lot of these companies, I find, are still doing stuff old school. What I mean by old school, well, they don't utilize technology, what I'm saying. Okay. Now it depends on the applicant that you're dealing with. It says, this is a sneaky way of asking whether you are overqualified for the position instead of getting defensive, stay positive. Well, it depends on how it's asked. Begin by reiterating your enthusiasm for the job and then explain you're interested in position at this point in time. What I suggest people who are older, look over the specs of the job before you even go in there, okay? So when they ask this question, you can elaborate what your perspective and what your insight of the job and how you can make it better. Don't go in there, the biggest mistake everybody makes when they're at an interview, don't go in there as an employee. Go in there with a business mindset, okay? That might be intimidating to them, but that's okay. Because if they're looking for, you got to determine what they're looking for. They need to determine what they're looking for. They need to determine if they're looking for somebody with experience or not. But go in there from a business standpoint, understand the specs of the job, determine if this is something you can do or you can help them with to solve some of their issues. Because the only reason why people hire folks is to help solve some issues or whatever. It says, we have the state-of-the-art technology. Do you know how to use it? Show you are adaptable and knowledgeable of the latest technology trends. Provide specific examples of projects you've worked on that require computer skills and highlights and familiarity in social media problems. See, granted, I've had some people ask me about Adobe Suite. Adobe Suite, I use Adobe Suite. Yeah, they've upgraded stuff, but there's a whole lot of different technologies out there that do the same thing for cheaper and better. And a lot of people don't know about them. So when you kind of come off when you know some things they don't know, then it can be intimidating to them because they don't know. The employer or the interviewer don't know. Okay? And so a lot of our team members are fresh out of school. Does that bother you? I don't bother me. You don't have them youngs who think they know something because they got out of school and they don't know shit. So, explain that you believe your age would be an asset. As long as they know that you're going to probably have a little more experience. They just coming out of school. They don't know shit what's going on. Okay. Especially if you've been keeping up. I know a lot more stuff that's going on in the digital world than a lot of these cats coming out of school. And that you would think that they are millennials and they would know, but they don't know shit. So it's kind of interesting what they don't know. Okay. And what to solve problems. What is your salary requirements? Well, you pay for what you get, folks. Experience something you pay extra for. Yes, employers are aware of that. Since you know this question is coming, so do your research ahead of time and don't be afraid to ask what you're worth. Well, right. Don't be afraid to ask what you're worth. What you should do is find out in the market you're at, the area you're at, what is the going rate of the job that you're going for? That way you can literally elaborate what the going rate is. If they can't meet it or come somewhere close to it, you move on. That's what you do. You show them some information with the going rate in your market, in the area that you live at, the going rate for whatever it is job that you are going. That way they either go with it or they don't, okay? If your salary expectations doesn't fall in line with that, what the company is willing to offer, consider negotiating for other perks such as more time off with flexibility to work from home. Yeah. Or contractual. If you want the job you qualify for, most employers will be willing to make a deal. Well, they're going to have to if they want you. You got to see if they want you first. It says help negotiating a salary offer. Click here for tips. Negotiating a salary offer, well, they should know what the going rate is in the area they're at. Let me see what this got to say. Okay, how to master salary negotiations. As a job seeker, you might be hesitant to negotiate a salary offer, especially if you're looking for your first job. Okay, we ain't talking about your first job. Your first job, yeah. Even I'm gonna tell you what. Even if this is your first job, to you millennials, youngs, or whoever is out there looking at this thing, find out what the going rate. Like I said, find out the going rate is in your area. That's what you need to find. Once you know what the going rate is in your area, you can negotiate what the hell you want to negotiate. And if they don't want to do that, especially if you're younger, move on. I say move on. You know, don't sell yourself short, because if they know, especially if they called you, don't sell yourself short. Okay. It says, besides by negotiating starting your salary, you not only lose out on the initial differences, but the loss of compound over the course of a career. Don't fool yourself. The cost of not negotiating is much higher than you might initially think. Well, you can negotiate a lot of stuff, but if they're not willing to come somewhere in the middle or close, then the negotiations is off. All right, that's what you need to understand. You go in there as a businessman. Don't go in there so much as an employee. That's what I always tell them. Too many people take the job thinking that after they get their foot in the door, they can show the employee what they are worth and will be rewarded accordingly. No, that don't happen. They'll take you and then they won't, no, don't do that. Cheryl E. Palmer, certified coach, career coach, and owner of Call to Career. However, the reality is that the pay raises are usually based on what your initial salary was when you took the position. That's what I'm saying. Negotiate to somewhere near your salary, okay, or to it. Or move on. To make sure you are not leaving money on the table, here are some of the tips you do negotiation. Do your homework. Right, I said this earlier. Do your homework. What's the going rate? Do your homework in the area. The single best thing you can improve in a negotiating ability is research. The more information you come into the interview with, the better you can getting the best possible. Doing your research and knowing what the stats are in the area that you're in the area where you are living and what the going rate is will help you get a better negotiation thing, and will help you they either go for it or they don't. Okay, they'll either go for it or they don't. It ain't no big deal. Negotiating the first job don't matter if it's the first job. If you've done the research, you're feeling more confidence, right? You might be excited to start negotiating, but don't press the issue. Remember, the interview is first and foremost about demonstrating why you are the fit. Save the salary talk to the latter discussion. Never negotiate a compensation before negotiate the job. You create a competitive advantage when you demonstrate with passion and conviction that your skills and experience are a perfect match. Well, you know what? This is one problem I have this with. They must have thought you were a perfect match if they called you in the interview. Okay? This is the thing. It's this conviction that your skills or experience are a perfect match. You wouldn't be in the interview if they didn't think your skills were a perfect match. First of all, you wouldn't be in there even talking about negotiating anything if they didn't think your skills were a perfect match for that, okay? Now, my thing is like this. If you call me into an interview based off my resume and whatever, then you must have saw something, okay? Talk about the value you will add. Well, yeah, you could talk about the value you will add. Find out what their issues are. It's like, hey, remember the last video I had, we talked about marketing and selling? Well, marketing and selling, even in the business realm, is about solving a problem for an employee. If you can solve a problem, a skill set that you have that can solve a problem for them, and find out, tell them why your skill sets will help them with their issue, then you more likely get that salary. That's that sell, marketing and sales quotient that people get caught up in, that they think they don't do. You do it all the time. Think about the total compensation package. Well, you think about the total compensation package based off if you're doing part-time, contractual from home, or you're looking for a career. People who are young coming out of college will think more about this than the people like my age, because we usually working for something else or doing something else. You're not thinking about that. So it's going to depend. People, it's going to depend on where you at in this realm of job seeking. Okay, stop this. Okay, well, I thought that was an interesting article that I wanted to share with you. If you got value with that, that's fine. I'm gonna leave a link that you can get in contact with me, or if you're interested in maybe working with my team, I'll leave a link with that after the end of this video. This is Friday. This is the 6th of July, people. 6th of July. Do you know we're little less than a month, 11 months till Christmas, folks? 11 months till Christmas. No, they're having Christmas in July on QVC already. Christmas in July. Okay, halfway, a little more halfway through the year. All right. With that being said, I hope you got value. Take care on this Friday afternoon. Be safe. Take care. Peace out, and we'll see you on the next video. All right. Take care.